Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Bit of housekeeping. This is Bill Bean with MRC. Just want to let you know that if you do have any questions during today's presentation, feel free to enter them into the Q&A box or the chat. Be happy to try to answer those as many as we can here at the end. I'm joined with Ryan Trump and Colleen Garrigan from PTC, and they'll be doing a demo for the Vuforia Chalk program for us today. A little bit on who MRC is. For those of you that don't know us, we were founded in 1999. I myself have been here for about 12 years now, and MRC has been a top reseller for the MathCAD product line for the last 10 years. We've been a leader with the Creo solutions as well for the last decade, and with the start of 2019, we're now jumping into the AR world with the Vuforia Chalk, and excited to get everybody familiar with it and start seeing how that'll fit for solutions for you and your companies. But I understand time is sensitive for everybody, so I'll go right ahead and pass this over to Colleen and Ryan to get started. Guys?
So hi, everyone. Thanks for joining the Chalk webcast here. I'll just share my screen here. Yep, so we are talking about Vuforia Chalk today, and that is the mobile collaboration tool that's going to combine powerful AR technology with real-time video that it gives you the ultimate solution for remote assistance. Okay. So some challenges that we see people face in different companies and situations is that it's difficult to recruit and train new technicians. So you could have aging technicians that are retiring that have a lot of that tribal knowledge that could just leave whenever they leave the company. We also have newer technicians that are struggling to learn and to learn with traditional documentation. There's also a large employee skill gap that happens between new and experienced technicians, and it's hard to get those new technicians up to speed with the experienced ones. Sometimes there's also multiple technicians required on site. So experts are required to supervise and to check the quality of work. This could be to do quality confirmation to make sure that a work was completed correctly and well. It could also be that new technicians need somebody to shadow while they're getting up to speed and learning. Sometimes there's also repeat visits necessary to get the customer a solution that really works for them. That means it's high technician travel costs for your company. That means there's poor technician efficiency to be having to send someone out to a site multiple times or maybe multiple people out to a site. You could also have poor customer satisfaction and not as much repeat business if it takes that couple times to get that machine up and running. Could also have poor technician retention and job satisfaction if they have to keep dealing with customers who aren't happy. Products are also getting more and more complex, so that means service and maintenance is increasingly more difficult. It's also difficult to give instructions through the phone without being there in person to see the product. And as the products become more and more complex and there's more and more detail, that means it's harder to keep documentation up to date, and it could be hard to find resources to help you fix any issues. Now, Vuforia Chalk is the solution that we have to some of these challenges. So it's a groundbreaking new product that allows one employee to effectively instruct another employee from a remote location. So Vuforia Chalk is that mobile collaboration tool that's going to combine AR technology with real-time video. So you're having a one-on-one conversation between the technician who's out in the field and the expert who's sitting at a desk or somewhere at home just needing to answer that call and then walk the technician through any challenging questions or problems that technician's having on site. Okay? So you are interacting with the environment using AR, using Chalk here. So that technician and expert are able to make annotations on things that are in their real life environment. So it's not a video that you're going to watch that's the same every time. That technician and expert are looking at their 3D space and making annotations on what's physically in front of them. And any annotations that you make, they're going to stick to whatever you drew them on. So it's not like a piece of paper that you're just drawing on. It's in 3D space, and it's going to attach itself to that object that's in the environment. So that's with the Vuforia AR technology, that camera vision that is allowing those annotations to stick on the 3D space. So what that means when those annotations can stick, that means you can move around your phone, your tablet, you can move it to a different view, do a 360, and any of those annotations that you made are going to stay exactly where you put them. They're not going to move while you are moving. And all you're doing to make any of those annotations is drawing with your finger. You're not learning some new fancy tool to go ahead and be able to use chalk here. You're just using your finger on your tablet, on your phone to go ahead and draw those marks. Another very great feature about chalk is that the expert, the person at the desk, the person answering the question, is able to pause the view while the technician puts down the device, does some other annotation, does some work. So that means the expert can pause and keep making notes, keep making annotations while that technician continues to fix any issues. And then when he unpauses that view, the technician will be able to see all those annotations that the expert made. Moving on here a little bit more about the specific capabilities of Chalk. So Chalk is that human-centric interface. It's not a video that you're watching that does the same thing every time. You're having a conversation, technician in the field to expert, sitting at his home or at his desk at his workplace. You're having that one-on-one conversation that you can help each other walk through any situations and issues, and you can see what that other person is seeing. You also have unlimited calls within your business. So that means if that technician out on the field has that one last question he forgot to ask the expert, it's no problem for him to go ahead and just recall the expert, get him back on the line if it have those couple follow-up questions. Chalk is very easily accessible. It's just an app that you're going to download from the App Store or the Play Store. Very simple to go ahead and get on your phone or tablet. And then from there, you're just going to go ahead and make an account, and then you're going to have access to all of your experts and technicians from there. Chalk is iOS and Android compatible. So that means you're not just limited to Apple or just Android. A little bit more about capabilities here is that you have a private business workgroup. So that means that you are able to see all your contacts within your work group, and you are able to have as many calls with them as you'd like. You also have a lot of administration support here, where you have work group management and analytics on how many calls there's been, what day those calls were, what time those calls were, how many calls, and for how long. So I just gave a long list of stuff. All that means is that you're going to get a lot of statistics on any calls that anyone in your company makes. Okay. With this administration support, you also have total control over who are users, who are administrators, or who are basic users. You can also very easily delete and add in new users. We also have single sign-on, so that means Chalk works with your current LDAP solution, so users can use their current enterprise sign-in to sign into the app. From there, I am going to move us into a quick demonstration. So I am going to call on Ryan here, who is my colleague, who is also on the line, and I'm going to give him a quick Chalk call. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and open my Chalk app, and my Chalk app is just looks like this on my iPad or on your phone. So you're going to go ahead and open that up, and then all of my contacts here within PTC are viewable here. So I'm just going to go ahead and give Ryan a quick call, and we're going to do a little bit of role playing here where he's going to help me fix some issues I'm having with a motor. Okay, so let's give Ryan a call. All right. So hi, Ryan. Thanks so much for answering my call today. I was hoping you had a few minutes to help answer some issues I'm having here.
Yeah, sure thing, Colleen.
Excellent. All right. So thanks for answering. So I'm really just having issues getting this motor up and running.
Okay. It looks like it's plugged in, so that's a good start. Let's go ahead and flip this power switch right here.
Okay. Okay. So that did seem to light up.
Yep, and there should be a monitor over there. Pan over and see if anything's displaying.
So it doesn't look like anything is displaying yet.
Okay, so let's go ahead and plug in this HDMI cable to this port here.
Okay. Okay, so I do see the monitor is showing information now. And as I pan, we're able to see that Ryan's chalk marks stay exactly where he put them. And there's also these arrows pointing me back to where those annotations are. Okay, so it does look like information is displaying. Okay, now how would I turn on the motor?
Yeah, so there's this green button right here, and that should allow you to turn on the motor.
Okay. So that doesn't seem to be working.
Okay, my thought is that the e-stop's probably pressed, so go ahead and rotate it clockwise.
Oh, okay, so that did pop out. Okay, so that did turn on. Excellent. So
Any other questions?
right, so I do have one other question for you is how would I work the solenoids up here at the top?
Okay, yeah, no problem. So let me go ahead and clear some of my marks out. So we have these two buttons down at the bottom. The left one will control that solenoid. The right button will control both solenoids.
Oh, okay. So excellent. Thanks so much for your help. I think that answered all of my questions.
All right, great.
And just to show a couple other features that Chalk has here while I have Ryan on the call is that we can both change our colors of our annotations. So you see that I'm drawing in purple and then Ryan switching his colors here. So both technician and expert are able to draw on the environment, make any annotations that could be helpful. Okay. We also have flash capabilities here where Ryan can turn on my flash on my iPad and also I can straight from in the app. What we can also do is turn on low bandwidth mode. So what that means is that it's sending through high resolution photos instead of the video feed. So that makes it easier and able to make these calls on low bandwidth whenever you don't have a good Wi-Fi or cellular connection. You can put on low bandwidth mode and still have that expert help. So that is what I had to show with Chalk. And as I end the call here, we are able to see that a bunch of photos are going to populate for me. And that is going to be a recording of that Chalk conversation that Ryan and I had. So we're able to see with every annotation, there is a screenshot that was taken. So that's the way that you can save off your Chalk call to go ahead and view later. You can look through all those annotations and be able to figure out what Ryan was able to tell me to fix the motor. Moving back into our PowerPoint slide here, just a couple PowerPoint slides to wrap up, is a little bit more about the value that Chalk can bring you. It can really reduce your service costs by decreasing the execution costs. If instead of having to fly another technician out to site, you can have a Chalk call instead to really get that technician already there on site, some help from just the expert on a Chalk call. You can also increase your technician utilization. So that means that you can use more junior technicians out on the field if they can just have that quick little call with the expert to help them figure out any issues. You can also accelerate training and scalability. So that means you can recruit more tech-savvy workers if you have this great tool that they can have at their fingertips. And they can also learn on devices like their phone or tablets that are very familiar and comfortable with them. So they're able to learn in an environment that they feel comfortable. Can also improve the service quality, so you can have lower equipment downtime for your customers and really get rid of that downtime that they really don't want and that's costing them a lot of money without having their machines up and running. You can also get the answers to them more quickly if you have this Chalk availability where the customer can even call in and ask your expert some questions. Can also have increased customer satisfaction and loyalty here because you're going to have a better brand reputation when you're able to get that first time fix rate up and having it better and being reliable with the technicians that you send out. So that means you're going to have better equipment uptime, your customers are going to be happier, which means your technicians are going to be happier, and just in general, not as much downtime. Okay, so I just have a little bit more about that administration page that I talked about earlier and all the control and statistics that you can see on your administration side. So this is what your administration center is going to look like. So you can assign some users to be your administrators. And from there, they will be able to easily add users in, or delete users out, you'll be able to see how many users that you have within your system, as well as you'll have all your users listed. And here is just a quick look at a graph that is available here. So you have your active users graph. You can look at your number of calls. You can look at your top chalkers and also your company call log. Okay. So thank you so much for attending the webinar today. I hope this was able to give you a good idea of what Chalk is and the value that it can bring to your company. So I think Ryan and I will stick around if there's any questions, but I'll hand it back to MRC here. So I think Ryan and I will stick around if there's any questions, but I'll hand it back to MRC here.
Excellent. Thank you, guys. That was awesome. Really love seeing this in action. Give everybody a few minutes here to just see if we get any questions in. But I guess the one question that I get asked a lot since I've been talking about this now for the last month or so with some customers is, what's the unknown that's required? You know, it looks great, but other than, you know, a Wi-Fi enabled app that'll allow me to do a call, what else am I going to need? Am I going to need to buy into other programs that PTC offers? You know, where am I going to get hooked?
So there are no hooks. So you do just need Chalk, which is the app that comes on your phone, and you will need either the iOS or Android phone or tablet that will work with that app. So that is that's the only catch there is. So you just need the device that's going to work and the app itself. There's no other software that you need. Awesome.
Yeah, that's the great thing about this is there is no catch. It is what you see, and you just download the app. As long as you're on Wi-Fi, you can log in with anybody else. It does look like we have a couple questions coming in here. So the first one, let's see. Will the customer have to have the app on their phone as well, or just set up in our user list?
Right, okay, so the customer will have to have the app, but you can add them to your list. So you have that capability to go ahead and send them an invite into your system where they can follow that link, join up with Chalk, and then have that quick call with your customer.
Excellent, excellent. And the next question looks to be about pricing, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but the pricing is based on pretty much on number of users and number of logins. So the pricing does vary slightly, and it would be a case by case. So we can always connect after the call and go over your specific needs for what you're looking at and go over the pricing, unless I'm wrong on that, Colleen.
Nope, you're absolutely correct.
Excellent, excellent. Give just another minute here to see if there are any additional questions. While we are waiting, there is our contact information there on the screen, so feel free to give us a call, shoot us an email. If you do have questions that come up after the fact, either we or we can get you in touch with Colleen and Ryan and get the answers for you for any questions. But it doesn't appear that we're getting any additional questions to come through. So I think with regards to everybody's time, we'll call that a day, wrap this up. But again, any questions that do come up, feel free to give us a call or shoot us an email. Thank you, everyone, for your time. Ryan, Colleen, thank you again for your time today.
Yeah, no problem.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good one, everyone.